I'm sure a lot of you have heard of Lemongate by now, but you may not be aware of the full scope of the fascinating theory. Additionally, this rabbit hole goes quite deep and can actually explain a lot of A Song of Ice and Fire's lore. We are told many times throughout the Dany chapters that the closest thing Dany ever had to a home was a house with a red door and a lemon tree located in Braavos. She thinks of this fact a lot, particularly in Quaithe chapters. However, we know for a fact that lemon trees cannot grow on Braavos, and we are told this multiple times. In fact, lemon trees are tied with Dorne several times throughout the text. The implications here are that something is seriously wrong with Dany's memory, and her home isn't where she thinks it is. If her home was in Dorne, this implies that Doran Martell's Targaryen ambitions lie much deeper than we have ever seen. Another possibility is that her house was in Tyrosh, which lines up with Blood of the Dragon, an original draft of the first few Dany chapters that had her get raised in Tyrosh. Now we know one other character linked heavily to Lemons, Elaine Stone. While most people think she is secretly Sansa Stark, the ties to Lemons make it seem much more likely that Elaine Stone is secretly Daenerys Targaryen. Also, these two characters have never been seen in a room together, and the timeline totally fits if Dany flies her dragon to the Vale in between POV chapters. Now that we have proved that Elaine Stone is in fact Daenerys Targaryen, who is Sansa? We turn to another lemon-linked character, Lem Lemoncloak. Now because of this lemon link, we can conclude that Sansa must be masquerading as Lem Lemoncloak. This explains why Lem is following Lady Stoneheart, her own mother. Additionally, Lem Lemoncloak is now masquerading as the Hound, which explains the quote by Brienne in the Jaime chapter. The Hound has Sansa because the Hound literally is Sansa. Now I did a thorough search of all of GRRM's A Song of Ice and Fireworks, and the only two characters that I found who were not related to Lemons in some way were Benjen Stark and Rhaegar Targaryen. Now aside from proving the fact that these two characters are the same person, we can use this to further our theory. What is Benjen doing north? Something to counter the lemon, something that seems to have impacted every other character in the song. Now what could this lemon hive mind be? Invoking a famous theorycrafting rule, I have turned to another theory, namely that A Song of Ice and Fire actually takes place in the 6th Age of Middle-earth. This is a relevant point because we know that using a theory to prove another theory immediately validates both theories. So who in Middle-earth is connected with lemons? The Eye of Sauron. I mean, the shape is essentially identical. Now some of you might try to point out that the Eye of Fire is actually an invention by the Jackson film and doesn't appear in any of Tolkien's books, to which I'd politely tell you to stop talking. Now we know what Benjen Stark is up to, trying to stop Sauron, who has survived as a lemon hive mind infecting every character, just like Daario. So that's what Lemongate is. I'm possibly wrong about half of this, though I view that as unlikely. Anyway, thank you for watching, and please leave a comment below. I will be sure to respond.